All right, welcome back to Sunday Chirps, episode 20. Got an epic episode going. Got my old buddy Jacob Silva. I feel like we haven't spoken in had to be like years since we've last spoken, right?
It's got to be like 4 to 6 years here now, probably, right?
It's crazy. I
It,
mean, that's a good thing
yeah,
about
it's
this podcast. I keep reaching out to people I haven't spoken to in forever and just catching up, which is awesome.
yeah, especially like we've probably been texting the past like month or so now, just shooting the shit, catching up, like just reacquainting ourselves, and it's been good. Like I love how this kind of stuff just gets you back to those friendships that you've had for years.
100%. Yeah, I reached out to
Yeah.
this girl, I want to say episode 4 maybe. This
hmm
girl Katie, or Lexi also, hadn't said a word to them and it had to be 10, 12 years. And I just out of the blue was like, yeah, what's up? And just wouldn't have
yeah,
happened
yeah,
if it weren't for this.
yeah. No, that
But
that love to hear that kind of stuff. Just making those connections again and reaching out to past friends for sure.
hell yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
like diving in, I mean, someone had a fucking epic weekend. So you want to dive and tell us what
Yeah.
you've been up to this weekend?
Yeah, so gearing up to head back to school here in a couple days at Miami, Ohio, and just kind of living up the past few days, just really taking advantage of not being in school, just making the most of it. So this past weekend had some cool opportunities with Amazon Web Services. Huge client at my dad's company. They invited us to go to the BMW Championship. So, I mean, first things first, got some pretty cool gear there. This, swag golf putter cover, limited edition for BMW Championship there. Um, got to meet some cool players, like not like too up close, but spent the whole day there. Saw a bunch of my favorite players. Rory Scheffler. You see. Shifley, all those guys. Fitzpatrick was nice enough to sign a flag at the end there. Um,
What a
after
beauty.
his after his little range session. So like that's kind of what I've been up to. Hit the Cubs game today. Had a good win there, but I mean it's just been an unreal experience the past few days. Just being able to get out there, have some new experiences, meet some cool people. Network a little bit to, you know, get in the groove for, some internships for next summer. So no complaints right now in Chicago right now and just having a blast. Yeah.
So are you in Chicago for the weekend or that's where you interned or what's the deal?
So about like 10 months ago, my dad got a job out here. So he's got to be here pretty much full time. So we kind of lucked
Oh
out where
shit.
yeah, so we did luck out and we worked out a deal where they kind of get us an apartment for the first year, see how everything goes, and then see how it goes with maybe moving out here. But I'll be looking for like internships and jobs out here for next summer, so this might be a home base sooner or later for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I actually had a
but
buddy
this
just moved
past
there.
summer, yeah, oh, dude, it's a great city. I mean, a bunch of guys in my fraternity just moved out here after they graduated, um, working at a ton of cool companies like right in the West Loop of Chicago, which is pretty similar to like kind of Soho and Tribeca area. Um,
Okay.
so it just give you like a frame of reference with kind of like the vibe and atmosphere. It's a younger crowd for sure, which is nice. Yeah,
How high up are you right now? Because you look pretty
but
high up.
so I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of like yeah, like right. Here we go. This is the Sears Tower.
Oh shit.
Right here, where my finger is.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're on the 17th floor here. And it's like just beautiful views. So we definitely lucked out with the placement of where we are. Um, but yeah, I mean it's a definitely a really good spot out here for sure.
That's
But yeah,
sick.
yeah, no, I'm always just like looking out the windows, just like kind of flabbergasted about just like what I'm seeing and all that. So
That's sick. And what was your
yeah,
internship for?
so it was kind of low key this summer. Just did like some customer service for a family friend. They have an HVAC company. which just kind of does all the just service calls to make like fill out the repairs, like do purchase orders and just make sure like all the stores that they service are running smoothly. So I was just doing a lot of busy work really for account managers. But it was a pretty cool experience where I was able to kind of appreciate just like doing something that you're going to make money off of, and really just taking pride in um, just like everything day to day and really being able to like just try and do your best work every single hour of the day. Um, so it was like it was interesting because I never really had like that 9 to 5 job before, but after doing this, like I was able to really see what it was like and understand kind of the mindset that you have to be in. Going through those hours of the day and really just like working and uh, you're making money for yourself, but you're also helping out a company in the meantime as well. So it's pretty cool experience for sure. Not really what I want to do for my future, but definitely a good building block in the right direction. So
For sure.
yeah,
And you golfing nowadays?
yeah. So I've been golfing a decent amount lately. Definitely trying to get out there more than I have been. Um, but we have good father son weekend for the fraternity coming up a couple weeks here, and we're gonna have all the dads out on the course, little golf outing, and then just trying to get out there probably like once or twice a week, ideally.
Oh wow, that's
So we
good.
got a couple courses. Yeah, it like that's honestly the goal with with my class schedule. I think I could work it out to be able to get out there, enough. We got a couple courses pretty close, and they're not expensive, so it's little double win-win there. Save some money, get on the course as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, just trying to get dialed on the course for sure.
Awesome. And what are
Yeah,
you
I mean,
shooting
I've seen
nowadays?
ah, you know, uh, never not PGA numbers for sure, but I broke
Of course
broke
not.
90 yesterday or couple days ago for shot an 88, which is pretty nice. Just
Fuck
trying to have a
yeah.
good time. Just as long as I'm playing around bogey golf, like I'm not really complaining too much. Definitely not trying to
For
shoot 100
sure.
or 110 though. Yeah, but yeah, I mean
It's
it's
weird.
a
Like I
great
started
sport.
shooting. Oh, but
I
oh,
was just
for
gonna say
sure.
it's a
I
great
start.
sport. Just always happy out there.
Oh yeah, gotta be. I'm at the
Yeah.
spot right now where like I'm starting to get more birdies, and it's
Mhm.
like I'll have a good stretch of holes, and I'm like, oh, like I can make the PGA Tour,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I just get smacked with bogeys.
Oh, it's just like
So
how it works. Can't hit two shots in a row that are good, and then you know after those 3 4 holes of good shots, it's like just downhill for a little bit. Yeah,
you just don't
but
have to do it yourself. You lose it.
exactly. You're like you're running high. You're like, oh, I got this in the bag. Next thing you know, you're chunking a 30-yard out shot just into the sand.
Yeah, I played today, and it was literally like you're nailing it there. Like I think I was one or two under through five, and I'm like, oh, like I got this. Like, fucking, I'm the man. And then I went bogey, bogey,
Yeah,
bogey to go one over. On I think I shot one or two over on the
yeah.
front, and I was pissed, pissed.
Jeez, yeah. It'll happen for sure. But it looks like you've been playing pretty well lately, based off stuff you guys have been putting out on socials here.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna send
It's
out
been
the
fun
worst
to,
things ever.
yeah, but it's definitely been fun to watch. Just kind of after last time I played with you is like 5 6 years ago now at camp, so it's been fun to kind of see like just like the growth of your game and just like where you guys have been going with it. So
That
yeah,
was the
it's
first time I
always
ever played. Was at camp.
really because like you were playing pretty well back then too. So it's kind of surprising that it was your early.
I think you're pumping my tires a bit. Yeah, that freshman year of high school. So
Ah, might
my
be.
my Okie year, the last year, that's my first time I ever
Right.
played a
Yeah.
round of golf.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then
No,
I
you're.
also hold out there. I hold out my first ever round. which
Yeah,
is
at that
stupid.
that Naples course, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's dumb
That was a fun little dog track there.
for sure.
But yeah,
And so, wait,
speak.
going back, like, oh, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, speaking of camp, dude, like that, like what a wild ride that was, right?
Seriously, could reminisce about that for a while. Roller hockey,
Yeah,
ripping that shit up. I actually was reaching out to I was like looking at your website. I thought you had a spring hockey tournament on your website, but I don't live by a
yeah.
rink anymore. I just moved away from a rink. I'm so tight.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, like with that, it was kind of I was that was more of like a middleman type of deal where I was helping out a former coach of mine, just kind of build up like a spring program. So I don't really know if that's going to
Hmm.
take like too much of a serious course there, but we kind of just wanted to try it out for 7 8 months here, just
Yeah.
see what happened. They did have a bunch of like tournaments going on up and down the East Coast that they were a part of, but I wasn't really too involved with that. I was more just kind of like the not front man, but just like you know a boundary between like their organization that they worked for type of deal. So
Mhm.
it was interesting. I think it's something that I'd want to really consider more down the road, um, and see like where I
Mhm.
can maybe like get back into that hockey, um, like that
Like a
hockey
youth
mindset
hockey?
of either like coaching or even just like creating something of my own, um, or helping out just build up other programs. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. No, that'd be awesome. And kind of, I was gonna say, going back a little bit to like where you grew up. What you're like, not upstate New York. You're like Brewster area.
Yeah, so I grew up playing at Brewster and Chelsea Piers. So we're like an hour outside of the city. So it's not quite upstate New York, but I mean, people in the city, they're always like, "Oh, you're in upstate New York." But I mean, it's not quite there yet. We're not quite to all the farmland up there. But yeah, so like I grew up playing there. And then like throughout high school, I was playing for junior Rangers in Chelsea Piers.
They were in Junior Rangers were in Chelsea Piers when you grew up. I mean, when you grew up, when
Yeah,
we grew up.
so yeah, so basically we put so it was Chelsea and then Stanford Twin Rinks that we would play out of.
That's what I
But like
thought.
our home rink was really Chelsea. Like we had our whole offices, like our apparel shop, all everything was there. Um, but I mean, you could kind of say like Stanford Twin Rinks was also a home rink in a way. Um, but I mean, just amazing facilities. Just like really, really lucked out with that one for sure.
With Stanford, Chelsea was not very nice,
So
right? I don't remember it
back
being
in
nice.
like when we were younger, like it was pretty rough. But it was like a couple of years before I ended up playing for them. We They got completely redone. Um, so I kind of started to describe people as like a country club with hockey rinks instead of golf courses. Um, because like they just like completely redid everything. Like the gym was state of the art. They had full new gymnastics, swimming pools. Um, like they made the restaurant brand new. Like they had lounges and
Wow.
stuff to watch games. Yeah, it was honestly a pretty like state of the art facility they had going there. Probably like starting in like 2016, I want to say is when it really got like better developed there.
Gotcha. Wow. And kind of going back to, so wait, you're actually from what, Bedford? Is that where you're from?
So South Salem, yeah,
South Salem.
what? Yeah,
And
so like
Zegras
two
isn't
towns
far from
over.
you.
Yeah, so Zegers grew up, I want to say about 10 minutes down the road, and so their family's actually members at Walkabout Country Club, which is the town like in between us. Um, so I've seen him out on the course a few times. One of my buddies is a member at Walkabout, and I met Zegers' dad actually. I want to say last Thursday. Guy's a character, really good guy though. He was playing with a couple of his buddies. Just knowing like seeing Zegras and like his interviews and how he like reacts, on Sandbagger and all that, like just really, it makes sense that they're father and son. Just really funny guy. And honestly, just like really cool experience too. Just like to meet someone like that and just see like, you know, we grew up in the same area. Like that's what their son's doing now. Like just a pretty eye opening experience to like know that all this stuff happens around you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I was trying to think of Brewster Arena and I couldn't think of the name
Hmm.
of the town, but I remember always going to Salinger's Orchard, like down the
Hmm.
road, and they had like the best like fresh apple donuts or apple pies.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
dude, their apple cider donuts are unmatched. Like whenever we would go
Stupid.
there, you got to get like 2 dozen of them at least. Yeah,
Every Brewster game would be like, fuck, it's a fucking hour and a half drive for me, but fuck, those
yeah.
donuts better be there.
Those donuts make it worth it for sure, especially coming from the city or the island. Like it's really worth it for sure.
Hell yeah. So wait, you played Brewster when you were young. Was that Brewster?
Yeah,
What team was? What was
it
Brewster
was.
team?
So I was playing Bulldogs when I was still at Brewster. And
Okay.
then I mean they have Apple Core and Express as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that's kind of where like hockey started for me. Um, well, actually, hockey kind of started at Ridgefield with like the Ice Mites. It was just kind of like skating, and there's this lady. Her name is Kathy. She pretty much taught like everyone in our area to skate, and it's like you're 18 going into college, you'd see her at the rink and like she remembered every single person that she taught. Like it was just like kind of like that tight knit community where even if you didn't play for her for, you know, 16 years, she'd be like, oh my God, like Jacob, like so good to see you. Like, how old are you now? Like, you must be like graduating high school. Like, you must be going to college. And like, it was just like that, just like warm hearted, just like welcoming atmosphere that, the Ridgefield Rink, Brewster, and Bedford kind of all had together in our area.
That's awesome. That's so
Yeah.
cool. And then you went from Brewster to, so was it the Mid Fairfield Junior Rangers that became what?
No, so Mid Fairfield stayed their own thing. And to my knowledge, they were always like kind of in that like independent league where they would just kind of like jump around, like play all their tournaments. Like they would go play Mission, Little Caesars, um, some of the other like
Hmm.
NHL junior teams like Junior Sabers. But then we were so Junior Rangers was so we were USPHL. Um, and so we were Connecticut Junior Rangers, and so like we would play, all the USPHL teams like Potomac Patriots. We'd go down to Florida, play the Everblades. Um, you would go up to New Hampshire, Monarchs. You'd play them. Um, Down in Jersey, you'd play. What was it?
Hitmen?
Yeah, you play Hitman
Rockets?
and yeah, Hitman and Rockets. Those were like the two big Jersey teams in the USP. So
Gotcha.
like just a lot of good competition though.
Hell yeah. And then that kind of brings you to college. And where are you going to school now?
So I'm at Miami, Ohio right now. I ended up playing club freshman year. Then took some time off my sophomore year. So went back my spring semester sophomore year. But so I'm kind of like deciding if I want to play club when I get back. But just the club atmosphere, like it was really good because it gave you those 25 guys right off the bat that you were best friends with. Um, just something that hockey does that like no other sport really does that I've kind of noticed. And so I played freshman year, made it to nationals out in St. Louis at the Blues practice facility. That's where we had nationals. Just unreal experience. Like you got like
That's
paddleboard
fire.
like plastered up on the wall. Like so cool. Like just like Stanley Cup pictures everywhere.
I thought you
Yeah, it
meant
was.
plastered, like he was just hammered in the rink with you.
I wouldn't be surprised if on that Wednesday of nationals if he was, but no, that'd be a wild experience. I mean, dude, like all like the parents there was like a full fledged bar in there. Like all the parents are
Oh yeah.
drinking during it. Like I was scratched for our first game, and one of the dads like came up to us and he was like, "Hey guys, like you want some beers?" And it was our backup goalie's dad, and we're just like, I mean, we're not playing, sure. So he goes and gets like a couple Millers for us, and like our coach comes up to us at the end of the game. I'm like, oh shit, like we're fucked right now, and he's like, so guys, like that game was probably a lot more enjoyable for you to watch than me, right? We ended up losing in OT, and we were like, honestly, yeah, it was, and yeah, he wasn't too mad, so we we had to just weasel our way out of that one there, but it was a fun time there in St. Louis. Sad we couldn't bring home a trophy or anything, but um, definitely just a great group of guys that we were with. Um, and still, some of those guys are lifelong friends I'm gonna have.
Yeah, that's the great thing about hockey. Kind of like I moved to Fort Lauderdale last year, and then I just jumped on a beer
Right?
league team, and just immediately like just the boys like off the bat, always there. Like we were ripping bars, like just getting after it with the boys. It's
Yeah,
always a great thing. Um,
yeah. I mean, from stepping on the ice to the locker room after to who knows what the night is gonna bring you.
Hell yeah. No, it's awesome. And
Yeah.
I literally moved last weekend to South Carolina, so I'm in like just south of Myrtle
Okay.
Beach.
Nice.
But there's
Yeah.
no rink for 2 hours, which sucks.
Oof. Yeah, that's brutal. What are you doing down there right now?
So I got a new job. It's remote.
Okay.
And so I had the opportunity to move. I had a buddy over here in
Mm-hmm.
Myrtle. I was like, it's too fucking hot in Florida. Um, and I like the Carolinas, so this is my in here. Got a
Right.
buddy from hockey here. So I'll probably end up fucking joining a men's league, either Charleston or Wilmington, and they're both two
Mm-hmm.
hours away. And it's just me a fucking tough commute. But I'm
Yeah.
remote anyway, so I'll try to make it work. And I'll move
Yeah.
next year to a closer to a rink.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we'll
Yeah.
figure
Yeah.
it out.
No, it sounds like a good setup, though. I mean, being able to work remote, beautiful state right there. You're, close enough to the water, a little far from a rink, which, sucks, but, you
Yeah.
gotta pick your battles, right?
Yeah, after a year, like he's probably gonna transfer to a new thing. I kind of want to be
Mm-hmm.
one of like the four big Carolina cities, in my opinion, like
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte, Raleigh, Wilmington, or Charleston. Um,
Yeah.
so probably pick one of those next year to move to. I really like the Carolinas. Have you been to Carolinas?
So I got a buddy down at Clemson, and I was fortunate to be able to go down there for the Clemson versus South Carolina game last year. Sadly, they lost, but
But
it was just super cool experience. That SEC. I mean, Clemson not SEC, but it's that SEC style of football.
yeah,
And
for sure.
then we used to go on like vacations down to Hilton Head every now and then
Yep.
when I was younger. Yeah, good. Great island out there. But no, the Carolinas are just like unmatched to you know that Florida weather. Like it's different because you get the best of both worlds down in the Carolinas for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree. Um, yeah. So what made you pick Miami, Ohio? Are you between
Kind
selling and
of.
that, or just like fuck it?
So at the end of the day, it kind of came down to Miami, Ohio, Arizona, and Florida Gulf Coast. Um, so when I went to Florida Gulf Coast, I had met with the coach, met with some of the players, got shown around campus. Um, at Arizona, had my tour, got a pretty interesting you know situation there where like their business school is offering some pretty cool future opportunities that you could have, just like with their networking. So that was a big draw to me, and I mean the campus speaks, alone for itself. Like just beautiful
Is that
campus,
U of
just
A?
yeah, yeah, U of A, down in Tucson there, and just
It's dope.
unreal campus, like great bar scene, great, I mean, dude, the women are just it was everywhere you
That's what
look.
I was
Just
waiting for.
just just the lawns, every which way. And then at the end of the day, I kind of just like I was looking at Miami, and it just felt like home. To begin with, like it just had like such a welcoming atmosphere to it, and then it was. I think I got there on a Wednesday night, had my tour on a Thursday, and we're driving through High Street there, past a Brick Street bar, and I'm looking out my window, and we were in our rental car, and I tapped my mom on the shoulder. I'm like, "Yo, look," and just three girls just walking in a row, just like crop tops. They're basically wearing bras, tight leather pants, and I was just like, "Mom, I gotta go here."
Sold.
So so I was like, "Yeah, no, this sounds good." I'm sold on this one, and the rest is history. Still there, got another 2.5 years to go, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Fuck yeah. And would you join a little fraternity as well?
A little frozen up here.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can now. Yeah,
Did you join a fraternity there?
yeah. So I'm in Sigma Chi at Miami, Alpha chapter. So you know,
Oh shit.
yeah. So we kind of look out with that with just that alumni money funneling in. Um, it's actually really really cool and unique experience that we have. Every fraternity they all say like, oh, like we're all about the brotherhood, but like I do truly feel like it is my brothers and that family experience there. Um, and then just like our parties, like everything else that we do is just like second to none. We had Waka Flocka come for uh, I want to say it was in April. Yeah, we had Waka Flocka come, and like he was like chilling with the guys beforehand. Came down, performed, and was like he was. We were like, all right, he's gonna perform for like 30 minutes. He's on for like an hour and a half. Like it was a full on concert. It was just unreal.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
What'd you have to
yeah.
shell out for
No,
that?
he dude, who knows? I want to. I don't even know, but like I was trying to look it up and like find out what he does, but based on like what I've heard from other schools and like um it had to be around that 50 range.
Yeah. That's probably what I
Yeah.
expected.
Yeah. Yeah. Not cheap, but definitely worth it. I mean, everyone had like the time of their lives that night.
How big's the fraternity?
So with the senior class last year, we had about it was 148 active members. Um, Yeah, so pretty big for a northern school. But
Huge.
then, yeah, so with the graduating class now not here, I think it's around like 112. Um, and then, probably looking to get a PC around like, uh, 35 to 40 kids.
That's
So,
wild.
yeah, so I think we'll be growing over the next few years, which is nice. So we'll be able to maybe get someone out there again like NLE Jaffa or Polo G, one of those
Get a country
guys.
music star. That would be insane. I mean, that's at least in my
Well,
opinion.
no, like that would be ideal. So Luke Bryan, he's a Sig, and we're trying to get him, but I mean, like if we're gonna pay him, he charges like 500K. So we're just trying to be like, hey, like come, do it for charity for our Huntsman Foundation, which is women's cancer research based out in Utah.
Philanthropy event.
Yeah. So that's what we're trying to pitch it as. It's gonna be a little tough to try and get in touch with him though.
Yeah, that'd be fucking insane if you got him. Um,
Yeah.
no, I mean the fraternity I was in was just a bit different. Like we
Yeah.
were like, when I joined, we were like 55, and we were like
Hmm.
30K in debt, which is not what you want to be.
Yeah. No,
and
no, debt's never a good sign.
but we got out of debt by my like sophomore year. After like a year or two, we got our shit together. I think when I left, I was only
Yeah.
in school for 3 years. I think we were like, I want to say 75 when I left. I don't know, but our
Okay.
PC like were definitely not that big. I think my PC was 14, which
Okay.
was a larger one, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. What were you in?
I was in Delta Sigma Phi.
Okay. Yeah. We
Do you have that at your
their
school?
house is, yeah, they're like 2 blocks up the street from us. Yeah, they're decent size at our school. A couple of kids from freshman year I know are in there. Um, like good guys. I hung out with them a lot my freshman year. Just kind of decided to go a different way, but I mean, just good, solid dudes. Really, really funny guys too. We had this. There was this one kid, and he dressed up as a Jordan Belfort. Um, in that scene from Wolf of Wall Street where he's like tripping on the Quaaludes at the country club. Like the gray sweatpants, the blue shirt. Yeah. So like that was his Halloween costume. That was kind of like one of my standout moments from them. But definitely a bunch of good guys. So yeah.
Are you guys would you say like I mean not to pump your own tires, but like would you say you guys like kind of like the top frat there?
Um, that's what the girls say, so I'm gonna, have that as the official
Spoken
quote
like
here.
a fucking beauty.
Yeah, don't need the boys chirping me like, oh, dude, so stuck up saying we're the best fraternity on campus, so
The
we're gonna
girls
stick with
said
the
it.
girls saying it. Yeah, it's not me, it's the girls. Come on, man.
How you live in the frat house or no?
Yeah, so I'll be living there this year coming up. I actually just ordered all my furniture and I move in like 3 days. So, coming down to the wire here. Shout out Wayfair for that.
Love it.
But yeah, I'm excited to live in the house.
How many rooms is it?
Um, I don't know exactly, but I think we're gonna have about like a little over 50 guys living in it first semester, and then second semester it's going to be just under 60, so like I think like 58 second semester.
Do you have your own room?
Because we have I'll have my own room first semester. Sadly, second semester I'm in a triple. 'Cause, yeah,
That's
it's
fucked.
we got a lot. Yeah, because all the abroad guys are coming back, and there's like 8 or 9 of them, so we're gonna be tight on rooms. But I mean, at the end of the day, like it's only a couple months, and you just everyone just gets so much closer living in the house that I feel like the positives kind of outweigh the negatives here with this one. Um, but I'm not one to really like sharing a room, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in the frat house for 2 years, but moved into a brand new fraternity house, and it was 29 bedrooms, 29 guys, so everyone had their own room, and it
Yeah,
was kind of like split up
that's
into
ideal.
almost, yeah, it was kind of split up in like almost like apartments. There's like five separate like
Okay.
branches of the house, so everyone had their own kitchen, like five kitchens, five like
Hmm.
separate suites, plenty of bathrooms, and we kept our shit clean. Man, we didn't. The pledges did. The pledges kept their
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
clean.
obviously, yeah.
Exactly.
I know. We
Um,
we both know how that is. You
is
get
yours like a
very
commercial
acquainted.
kitchen?
Yeah, yeah. So we actually hire a chef every year, and yeah, we we got it good for sure. So they come in, 3 meals a day, except for the weekends. It's only I think lunch and dinner on the weekends.
Oh, that
Um,
sucks.
yeah, but I mean, no one's really up before like 11 on a Saturday or Sunday morning. um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so like we hire some chefs. They come in. The food's great. And so you just hop on the fraternity meal plan. Don't have to spend the robbery of the school meal plan that anymore, which is nice.
I'm sure the fraternity one's not cheap either, but neither here nor
It's
there.
not, but it's yeah, it's definitely not pennies on the dollar. But I don't know, maybe 75 cents to the dollar. Still good enough though.
No, that's awesome. You got any good
Yeah,
party
yeah,
stories or any fraternity stories?
yeah. So, I mean, Waka Flocka, like I already said, like just unreal experience, just like that type of just person in your house. Like he came into the mosh pit at one point, and I was just like kind of like I was right near him, and his watch is he's like rapping, like he's got his microphone, his watch is on. Like I'm looking at his watch, and it's like an AP, like fully iced out, and I mean the thing had to be like 80K, like just unreal. So like that was pretty sick. And then after the concert, I went out with like we all went out to the bars, and I was with our president and the guys that opened for him. The DJ Always Friday, who's actually coming for one of our parties mid semester. Um, and then this other guy Skis, who just like an artist, pretty chill guy. It's funny. He was ripping cigs in one of our bars. Bouncer comes up and he's like, "Hey man, like can't be doing that in here. Like gotta kick you out." Looks at the bouncer. He's like, "Do you know who I am?" And he was like, "No, I'm sorry." Like, um, so he was just like, you know, one thing leads to another. He's just like, "Yeah, no, sorry about that. Like, just put the cigarette out. We're all good." Um, but other than Waka, so our first party spring semester is this safari party, which we've been having it for the past, I think, 50, 60 years maybe. Um, so it's like a week and a half of preparation, just setting up the basement for it. Like it's just like a jungle theme. We got like all these like blow up animals and stuff. Um, and like everyone's just wearing like we had like a big sheet of like lion cloth, like zebra cloth, and everyone's just like putting like skirts on, basically just like paint everywhere on people. um so like that was probably I say that was probably our best party, like aside from Waka this past semester. um I mean, just like everyone just had a blast. Like it was just so laid back. Like just everyone was like just letting loose, just having a good time. Um, and just like it was also like that first party after pledging, so like everyone was just so ready to go. Like it was like a week after girls were allowed back in the house from all their pledging and stuff like that. So it was just kind of like
Right.
everything conjoined to just like a crazy night.
That's so fire. How long's your process?
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, if you could disclose.
So no, yeah, yeah. We only do 4 weeks, um, which it's nice. It's a good 4 weeks. We're a non-hazing fraternity, which is good. Um, but we do have some of like our own rituals that we do, um, just like to get to know like how the fraternity works, like the history of it, and it just kind of like it made all of us a lot closer than we would have been if we were just doing toes and bows the whole time.
What are you PR
I mean,
trained
I don't know
before
what
this?
a little bit,
Not
maybe.
hazing. There's
No,
no. We're just doing bonding. Yeah, bullshit. I know this shit. I was in
yeah,
fraternity as well.
yeah. I don't really know what you guys ended up doing, but yeah, no, can't say that we had to do hot sauce bottle caps ever.
Sounds like you might have done that. Now that you say you don't, but no.
No,
I mean,
that was
look.
that was actually one thing we didn't do. I've heard some nightmares from that though, like kids having to wear long sleeve shirts for weeks on end afterward. Like my roommate freshman year, actually, like they were doing toes and bows on hot sauce bottle caps for like
Toes
an
and I don't
hour
even know
one
what toes
time.
and bows are.
Basically, just like you gotta,
I
it's
mean,
like a plank, but you're on your elbows and then your toes, like yeah, just like in
oh,
bottle
we called
caps
that
with like
something
hot
else.
sauce.
That's
Yeah,
fuck. What do we call it? Oh, think about it. I think we used to call it. You'd be like,
hmm
you'd be like this.
yeah. It's like can't figure out a question. Like, oh hey, like how about you hit a little position until you figure out the answer type of deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Um, no, shit like that, or like, give me like 1 minute of think about it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
fuck. I pledged fall 2019. That feels like a long time ago, low key. But
Yeah,
no,
I
I
mean
mean,
that's
it is kind of a while ago.
yeah,
But
it's weird
I,
to think about like just like how quickly time passes like that.
yeah, no, I mean, I like little bit of me misses it. I kind of got skanked out of a fucking college because I only freshman year I pledged, and then my second semester freshman year we got sent home for COVID. I had to
Right,
wear
yeah.
masks for my sophomore year. The entire sophomore year was online, and then
Right,
junior
yeah.
year first semester we had to wear masks, and we
Hmm.
finally took the masks off partway through second semester junior year, and I
Yeah.
graduated a year early. So I just like I mean I still partied every like through COVID and shit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah. Like obviously you have your house parties, black out the windows type of deal. Um, but yeah.
yeah.
No, I remember like on some of my college tours, like we'd be like walking down frat row and it was just all blacked out windows.
Oh yeah. Well,
um,
our house was on we were on a river, and
okay.
it goes down. So like on the facing the street is only two floors, and it's like on the side of a hill. So it's then it goes like down, 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 and like the basement's
Hmm.
all the way down. So like you couldn't really see it. You could see it from across the river. So
Okay,
that
yeah,
was the
but
only issue, but it
so
wasn't
how
really
many
an
floors
issue.
is it? Like four?
So two. It was an old funeral home converted.
Oh
One,
wow.
two,
Some
three,
interesting conversion there.
yeah. I want to say six,
Oh geez, that's a
but it doesn't
setup.
look like that.
Yeah,
No, it was cool, no doubt. Definitely an
yeah.
upgrade. It was probably one of the nicer, if probably the nicest fraternity house. Not the best party space fraternity
Hmm.
house, but probably a top like
Right.
three party space. But
Hmm. No,
smaller
it
school for
sounds like you
sure.
guys had a pretty good setup though. Oh
Not
yeah,
too bad.
yeah. It's kind of yeah. No, it's every school's got their different atmosphere to it. Like I'm looking at rush week down at all the southern schools right now for all the girls. Like they're all shaking ass on TikTok and stuff, and I'm just like looking at their houses. Like, why do you guys have like massive pools with water slides? Like, where is this money coming from for them? It's unreal.
Dude, I went out with these girls that went to Alabama for one of their birthdays. Like my buddy went to
Hmm.
Alabama. He's like, "Oh, like we're going to Miami. Like whatever, come with us." So I'm like, "All right, fuck it, whatever. I'll go to
Yeah,
Miami." This is like I lived like we just Ubered there. It was like a 35-minute Uber from Fort Lauderdale. Dude, this girl,
mm.
it's her birthday, so we go into 11. I don't know if you heard of 11. It's like a club. No, was it
Yeah. No,
11?
I've heard of it. Never been, but yeah.
I think it was 11 we went to, and we get in.
Okay,
Guess
yeah.
how much cover was?
Probably 150
Okay, it's 100, but still
more.
a fucking kick in the
Yeah.
dick.
Geez.
100,
Yeah.
100, 100.
Still. Yeah. Yeah.
It
$100.
was basically like going
That's
to a
yeah.
concert venue.
Yeah. And then you still got to
Um,
pay inside for drinks and shit.
Drinks are like
Do
30
you
bucks
guys get
each,
anything
but thank
included in
God,
that or
just general admission.
no? Just get in. Just get in. Hey, we're gonna fuck you before you have fun.
Yeah, and thank God the girl, her dad like bought a table for us for like her birthday, which is like 10K. So like we lucked
Yeah,
out. We
that's
had like Grey
unreal.
Goose, Casamigos on tap, or
Hmm.
Red Bulls, like a butler.
Yeah.
But if we didn't have that,
Oh,
drinks are
it's
like
sick.
35 bucks each. Fucking
Oh yeah.
wild.
Yeah, I mean you're
Trying to think.
spending crazy money there.
Yeah, there was a rapper performing too. Like it was like a full on concert. I can't think of the rapper's
Oh
name
yeah.
though.
No, that
Fuck.
like that's the good thing about those places though. Like they'll have, like some pretty big names coming through. I mean, like, you'll have Travis Scott performing at Live and like Drake will be there too. It's not every night and every weekend, but still like if
Hmm.
if you're gonna go, like plan it for, seeing those types of guys. Um like I know
Yeah.
at I wanna say it was Tao nightclub in Chicago 2 weeks ago. Metro Boomin was here. Um, Unfortunately, I was leaving like that the week before. I flew home to New York. I had another week of work to go. Um, and like I was just like looking to see who was going to be in town, and Metro Boomin was performing for like that night, that Saturday night. Like it was just like perfect night to go to. Tickets were like 60, $70, and then like you could buy a table if you want to, but I mean, I wasn't going to spend that bread. It was more of like, hey, Dad, like let's go, put it as a business expense, make some clients out here, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know shit about rap really, so a lot of this kind of flies over my head. Um,
Yeah,
but I've heard of
you
Metro
were you were always
Boomin,
a country guy.
country and rock, big '90s guy.
Yeah.
Trying to
hmm
think.
I've gotten into some of that older stuff lately too. Like really, really got into like Blink 182, Green Day. I mean, that's kind of like when we were younger, but still, like I
Hmm.
wasn't, like a 4-year old. Like, hey, Dad, let's go listen to Blink 182. Like,
No, I
but
get
yeah,
that. That I'm
all
more of
all
like
that good
'90s,
music. Yeah.
like the grunge, like
hmm
like Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili
Yeah.
Peppers, like that shit. That's
Okay. Yeah.
my
Yeah.
shit.
That's all good music. It's classic. It's like timeless. It's never gonna go anywhere.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
Got to find those like live music little dive bars that have that '90s and 2000s like punk and shit. Those are where it's
Oh
at.
yeah. Yeah, dude. Speaking of kind of that older stuff, we were at the Cubs game today, and we went
Hmm.
to the Cubby Bear right across from Wrigley. So we walk in, and the entire time they're playing like that early 2000s music. They got the music videos up on all the TVs, and just like that
Fire.
early Jay Z. They had some like Kanye going. Chicago, you have to. All that other stuff. They had Mr. Brightside from the Killers. So all the classics that everyone knows, and I'm probably the youngest person in this bar, but just such a fun experience, like seeing like parents and like grandparents, like like late 20s, early 30s, just like all like just jamming out to like the same stuff that gets played at the college bar sometimes too.
Hell yeah. No, I actually was at
Yeah.
I was at a bar in Fort Lauderdale recently. It was like they had live like
Mhm.
country and the other one had punk, like pop punk, like the Blink
Yeah.
182, that kind of stuff. And
Yeah. Yeah.
me and my buddy were dancing with the whole family, like three three daughters and the mom and the dad. And one of the daughters was just a rocket.
Oh, I bet
But we were just dancing with the whole
you.
family, which is so weird.
Yeah, just that's where you start to just like talk to the mom a little bit more, and she says, "Honey, we have to bring these guys back with us. Like they need, just a regular fun night after the bars type of deal." You know how it goes sometimes with the moms being like, "Oh, these kids are so cute. Like, honey, you would love them."
Buddy, that same night I was making out with some fucking not old lady, but older for sure, like just a pigeon. She didn't speak a lick of English either. She spoke only Portuguese. I'm like on my phone, like Google Translate this, Google Translate that. Swear to God,
Sometimes you need that though.
buddy. But she was closer to 60 than I would have liked.
Ugh. Sounds like the liquor was talking, my man.
Buddy, I was buckled. All I
Well,
know,
that's a true testament to how you were when you were younger, though. I mean, I remember we'd have like those hot ass counselors at camp, like the girls, and like we'd be walking up to the roller rink and we'd see them and we'd be like, so like go check out that girl, and they were at least like 10, 15 years older than us.
dude, if you could get what I did at camp would qualify for sexual harassment. For
Yeah,
sure.
probably.
No, no, not probably. Definitely.
Hey, I'm
If I
not trying
wasn't
to
11,
incriminate.
yeah. If I wasn't 11, I'd be in jail.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, but we're cute 10, 11 year olds. Like, what does it matter?
I think one day that story will come out on the pod, but I don't know if
Yeah,
that
I
day
know
is
exactly what
today.
you're talking about, though. That's the thing.
I like my dad brought up to me the other day. I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck?
Dude, I remember like parents' weekend, like I'd be like talking to some of those girls' counselors, and like like it was obvious to see like which counselors were fucking who. Um, and like I was this was until like those last 2 summers there where I'd be like, yeah, so like they were definitely hooking up, and they'd be like, oh yeah, 100%. Like, was it that obvious? Like, yeah, we were standing there in the cafeteria and or the dining hall, and they'd be like, like jerking each other off under the table and shit, like just all that. You know how it went.
Yeah, I feel like you knew like a bunch of them were just like hooking up and like it wasn't obvious every time like who with who, but you knew
But
like there was a big group of them that are just fucking getting down at
yeah,
night and
oh yeah,
mixing and matching.
hmm
But they were
for sure.
young.
I mean, it
It's
was
crazy.
yeah.
Think
I mean,
about.
they were like our age now. Yeah,
I know. Could you imagine going
like
back?
early. It's funny you say that. Me and all the guys in my bunk, we're talking about going back for a long weekend this coming summer. Um, just spend like a Thursday to Sunday up there. Um, Kind of like middle of the summer, just be able to like just see how it is now. Maybe stay
Yeah,
in the library or something.
bro, that would be a movie. I was thinking about this summer and
Yeah,
last summer. I was talking with Danny Paz, Schreiber, and Alan Rhodes about doing like a roller weekend. Maybe we
yeah,
should run a 3v3
like a little
tournament
alumni
somewhere like
game.
yeah, or even just like dude, like there's a rink here in Myrtle Beach. Like if we just got like a big ass or
Hmm.
we go somewhere else, like we want to go to Fort Lauderdale or like we pick a destination, we get like
Yeah,
say 15 people and do like 5 teams of 3 and run like a little tourney or something, that'd be electric.
dude, that'd be unreal. Little like Sunday chirps. Summer tourney.
Maybe brought to you by New City Clothing.
Hey, yeah, dude, you never know. It could all unfold like that, and lot of money spent, a lot of money made.
Dude, that would be electric.
Yeah, we
I,
could let's try and workshop something there.
I'm so with it. No, that'd be so
Because
exciting.
down south roller is huge. Like I know Atlanta is big on roller hockey for sure. And they go down to those Florida tournaments all the time. So that could be a huge market down there to get some roller going, little brand exposure.
Hell yeah. I got a bunch of friends in Fort Lauderdale that play, and they were trying to get us to play in this tournament
Hmm.
in Fort Myers. Is like, hey, like we fucking got smoked by
Yeah,
Patty Maroon's team last year. We need you. I was like, Patty Maroon's fucking gonna smoke you again.
dude, Pat Maroon is such a beauty out there on the blades. Like I've seen some videos of him. Like he'll just go play in like these tournaments, and um, like they just dominate. Like he's he's definitely not a top player in the NHL, but you put him against your average Joes, like he's hand over fist, just
Obviously.
disgusting. Yeah, it's just unreal to be like, oh, like that guy sucks compared to like other NHL players, and it's like, oh shit, this guy's gonna smoke me, 6 ways from Sunday.
Yeah. No, you see McDavid was playing beer league at a fucking random place.
No, that's unreal.
Dude, McDavid showed up
Or
just like
like,
some random beer league and just started ripping it up with like the boys. There's like girls like, dude, why is McDavid out there with my boyfriend? Like, he should not be playing with them.
Jesus, that's hilarious. He was
I'll send
probably
you a
like,
video.
6 goals a period. Yeah, I'll check
I'm
it
sure he
out.
wasn't fucking wheeling and dealing.
Oh no, I mean he like McDavid could cross anyone up, just absolutely piss drunk if he wanted to.
Oh, for sure.
Guys,
My
just he's a he's a different breed of human,
yeah. My
dude. I
hometown.
just
Oh, go ahead.
yeah. I was just gonna say, circling back to college decision and the influence the girls had on it. I just pull up Instagram to check out that video, and Livy Dunn pops up on my feed here. Just
Hmm.
what's your take on her?
I don't really follow
Like,
TikTok too much. I just go on the app to post like clips. I don't know
yeah.
too much
Hmm.
into that kind of stuff. I don't know what's my take on her in what sense.
just like like she's been kind of paving the way for so many, women athletes, and especially with the NIL deals and stuff, just kind of pioneering that industry of college athletes getting paid. Um, Personally, I think super good for the good for college athletes being able to make money off their names. But I mean, like just her as like a person, it's just like looks alone, like Jesus, like it's just like McDavid, just differently built.
Yeah, I mean they're different. So that's the thing too. I think it's good for one NIL for college athletes. They've been taking
Yeah,
money under the table. Might as well like have brands profit. But from another standpoint,
right. Yeah,
are people Livy Dune or Dunn, whatever her name is, fans because
yeah.
of watching her gymnastics or because she's putting these sexy dances on TikTok?
Well, you definitely got both sides of that there. I think it definitely started at like at least I became a fan of her purely based on her looks. I'll admit that.
Oh, I think
But
it's purely based on
yeah,
her gymnastic skills.
no, never. Um, and then I ended up watching some of her gymnastic stuff, and like she's actually really good. Um, but I think she's always going to have that criticism of like you know starting out as just purely based on like, hey, look at me, look at my body. Um, but I do think it'd be a shame if like some of those highly respected female coaches and former athletes of the NCAA and even professional leagues were to shame her for starting like that when she's just grown just women's sports and women's you know popularity in sports just so much. I think it'd be a shame if they kind of continued to discount what she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you're a good-looking girl or a good-looking guy, you might as well use that to your advantage. You're not gonna be like,
Yeah.
hey, like I happen to be really good looking, like I'm just not gonna use that. I mean,
Hmm.
not sex appeal, but like
It is kind of that sex appeal though.
no, it is, but there's always been a bias towards like there's good looking. I can't think of the word. Like good looking people benefit more than um ugly. Just people in nature, and just it's just a fact of life. You might as well use it to your advantage. Dude, the way they're raking it in is stupid, and the OnlyFans girls on top of that is a whole other breed.
Oh,
But
dude, yeah. You remember Tanner Kurtz?
yeah,
So I honestly think he'd be a really good guy to have on here. So he started this whole media company, and he actually did all the branding, all the photo shoots for my brand, New City Co. And like he was telling me that he works with some OnlyFans models, and like just the sheer volume of stuff that they have to do is insane just to
oh
be able
yeah,
to promote their product and like promote their name, especially just being like no name people um, before getting into it. And like it's easy if you're one of like the all-star celebrities like Bella Thorne. When she started, she was making millions in days just on OnlyFans. um, but he was telling me like how crazy it is and like the sheer volume of stuff that they have to promote and put out, like spending like thousands a month just on content.
yeah. I mean, the return on investment for some of these girls is pretty good, but
Yeah, yeah. And for the most part, it's pretty worth it. Some of these girls are just unreal. Can't speak to the guy aspect of it, but just these girls are just unreal. So I get it, and they definitely make their fair share of money doing it.
no, I tend to agree. It's yeah, it's definitely a wild new career fields that are popping up in the world. Hard to
Yeah,
believe, but go ahead.
yeah. Just I mean, just social media just takes every job to a whole different perspective, and just crazy avenues that you can go down and create more stuff like as you go. It's an ever evolving field.
For sure. Kind of switching gears. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you want to live?
Oh, that's tough. I've been fortunate to travel a decent amount, and I think to be able to like live and work and have your livelihood and raise a family, I would probably choose New York City. Um, I just think you have so many different opportunities. Like if if you want to, you can escape to Long Island. You got some of the like best airports in the world right there, where you can just travel out to anywhere if you need to. Upstate New York is pretty decent, so it's kind of like that central area of a lot of different just geographical locations and like even just culturally diverse areas.
Hmm.
So I'd have to say New York City as of now.
I respect that. I think New York City, though,
Yeah.
changed a lot in the last 10 years, where it's lost a lot of my appeal. Um, Long Island still has it, and maybe Westchester would have it as well. Um, but I don't know. I don't think New York City is what it used to be like in the 2010s or even like early 2000s, where it was just kind of like the place to be. But it's still a great place.
That's definitely fair. Yeah, and I kind of say that because I know the suburbs of New York City. Like I don't know the suburbs of Chicago that well. I love Chicago, great city.
Hmm.
Just don't know the surrounding areas too well to have the same draw towards
Hmm.
maybe like setting up a life.
No, I get that. I mean, for me, there's definitely appeal. Like, I mean, Carolinas are a big appeal for me.
Hmm.
Scottsdale is fucking dope. Um,
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people moving to Scottsdale right now.
it's
Just
expensive.
Arizona in general. Just yeah, it's been getting expensive, especially with all these retired people moving down there.
The summers are tough, though.
Yeah, I mean you're looking at
I'd snowbird
115 like every day. Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, let's kind of switch it back up. So you started this clothing brand. What made you start it? Like, what were your thoughts? What's it about? Kind of dive into that for me.
yeah. So I'm actually sit up here a little bit. I'm wearing one of the shirts right now. Um, so it's called New City Co. You can check us out on Instagram at new.cityco. Um, and I had the idea my freshman year. I was just in bio and just sketching out some designs. Had the name in mind already, um, and then it wasn't until really this past fall when I took some time off from school that I decided to get fully into it and really just try and grow the brand and um, you know put a product out there that not only that I liked that, but also something that I thought, just everyone would, kind of really enjoy and just to have that opportunity to put, some clothes on people's backs and just like have like my product out there was super cool and just kind of like be able to give back to um, just give back to others and show them like, hey, like I'm able to create this thing. And give like that sense of hope. Like everyone can, if they really put their mind to it, be able to, create something, do something, achieve their dream or goal. And one of the biggest things about it was like determining your own definition of success. And I've kind of struggled with that a little bit, just like understanding what my definition of success is. Um, I've had pretty high hopes for it. I want to be able to make a decent penny off of this, be able to get the brand out there, show kind of show the world who I am, what I'm able to do, um, and that I think just determining where you want to go with success is huge. Like whether it's you know getting a good grade on a test, making your dean's list or president's list in school, making $100,000, $1,000,000, $1 billion, whatever it is. Um, and that's the idea behind, new city code. It's like you're in a new city, a new environment, and it's taking such a huge new idea, kind of like just breaking it down to the little things that you have to do to get to that goal of success. Um, you know, just being able to do one thing at a time to achieve that ultimate goal. So it's kind of like the main idea here. Just wanted to like show people that, with everything that goes on in life, just try and focus on like one little thing at a time. And next thing you know, you're going to be at your goal that you didn't think was possible, whether it was, a week ago or 2 years ago. So,
No, that's awesome. I mean, I started a clothing
yeah.
company probably at the same time you did basically in your life. I think it was the
Yeah, I
end of my
remember that.
freshman year, beginning of sophomore.
Yeah, it was
But
Vector, right? Vector
yup,
Apparel, right?
since
Yeah.
since closed it down, but that was it.
Yeah, so like what was
But
kind
I
of
think we're
like
of
some of
delay.
the things that
Oh,
I was just gonna say, like with that, like you obviously, you've had different ventures since then, and like this seems to be going in a pretty good direction with the, podcast and golf, you know, media. Would you say that was a good like learning experience for you?
yeah. I mean, it was expensive learning experience, but it was a very good one. Money well
Yeah.
spent. I think for the most part, I
Hmm.
mean, any like all these great entrepreneurs and successful people, they have multiple businesses that failed before they found their true calling, their true passion. So I found I
Hmm.
was just too busy with I wasn't putting the time in for Vector Apparel. I was working full time student and trying to run that Vector Apparel, and I was just spreading myself
Yeah.
too thin. And I was just the social for the fraternity. It was just too much.
Right.
Um, so
Yeah.
kind of what I thought. Oh, what'd you say?
I was just saying, like, yeah, it's a lot to do all at once. Like being a full time student, like it's not quite a job, but like it is at the same time. Like you have so much on your plate aside from the classroom stuff, just like all the studying, um, preparation, any extracurriculars you have. Like both of us, like in fraternities, you taking a pretty big role in your fraternity as well. It's a definitely an eye opening experience. Like okay, like I gotta learn time management a little more.
Yeah, so I just was so busy. I mean, I was working a 9 to 5 full time in school, and then student, and then
Hmm.
fraternity, and then Vector Apparel, and Vector Apparel just didn't take priority. And what it came down to was I just I started it because I want to start a business. It'd be cool to see people rep my brand, but at the end of the day, I'm not a fashion guy. I never have been. It was more for the
Yeah.
business aspect. So I kind of shut that down. I'm gonna have to go buy a new city t-shirt. I've been meaning to, and I keep forgetting, but I'm gonna do that. And no,
Yeah,
I mean, it taught me
I'll
so
send one your
much.
way.
Hell yeah. Um,
Yeah.
appreciate it. But yeah, no. So I
Yeah,
mean,
of
it's a
course.
great learning experience. Are you more? Do you like the design and like the fashion aspect?
Yeah, so like I kind of more to like how I back to your earlier question of like how I kind of decided like how to do it or like what I wanted with it. Um I kind of like thought like figuring out like your purpose and like your passions in life and I kind of thought like like I feel like kind of like part of like my purpose of life is to create things and you think to the Bezos, Elon Musk, you think to Zuckerberg, Gates, all those just brilliant minds. And I was like, well, I don't know shit about computers. Like, I know how to use a laptop. Like, I know how to do like the minimal stuff. Like, I don't know how to create that type of stuff. Like, can't code. So that was out. The whole technology thing. I was like, screw that. Whatever. I look to music. I like music. Don't know how to make a beat. Don't know how to sing. Um. So then I was like, all right, like fashion. Like I I see good fashion. Like I know what's good fashion. Um. I'm I have some good designs. Let's try and check out this avenue, see what I can do. Um, So I wanted to kind of like fuel my, uh, fuel passion with purpose,
The
where
entrepreneurial
you're,
passion.
yeah, exactly. Just like being able to, create something for everyone to enjoy. Um, and by, designing, little sketches like this and, further down the road, maybe designing different, you know, types of material and different like pieces of clothing is kind of like I'd say like good like 5 year goal here.
Yeah, if you could do this full time, like, is that what you want to do, or is there something else you'd look to do? Like, just curious.
So I definitely think it's something I always want to have, and be able to devote time to. I think it, like you said, it's hard to do while you're in school. Um, so I ended up picking up a fashion minor at school, so I can kind of
Fuck
like
yeah,
always like have that knowledge of like how the industry works, make those good connections where I need to. Um, but recently I've been, you know, kind of thinking that avenue of still working in sports, and being able to uh, branch together different athletes with brands to kind of like make their own exclusive apparel, whether it's like their own line of clothing or partnering with a brand like how the Maple Leafs did with Justin Bieber's brand,
very
um,
smart.
Drew House, with those reversible jerseys. And then you have the other side of it with like TJ Oshie with his, undergarment apparel that's like cut resistant, and kind of just like work with like, sports agents, athletes, and clothing brands all together to try and create their own products or different types of deals with other brands that already exist, to, make their different visions come to life.
That's awesome. So, what would you classify New City as? Is it kind of like athleisure? Is it like, are you gonna come out with golf apparel? Are you gonna come out with like naturey stuff? Like, what am I seeing here?
So right now, I'd kind of describe it more as just like I don't want to say a streetwear brand, but like I feel like that's kind of the only way to describe it right now, because it's just like kind of those graphic designs, where see someone walking down the street with something simple on their shirt and you're just like, oh, like that's pretty cool. So I guess right now it's more of a streetwear brand, and then eventually I do think that it would be cool to venture into different types of, you know um, sports that are also getting into that streetwear, identity, especially how Nike has kind of built up their own like streetwear golf apparel,
Hmm.
and kind of like see see how the industry takes that course, and then try and navigate after, um, establishing myself, and trying to navigate like how I could maybe crack into that industry as well,
Definitely.
of
Yeah, I mean,
sports, and can combine the two.
your thought process was identical to mine as far as technology was not very good. Clothing seemed like the in. Like, I went through all the check, like, what can I start? And clothing seemed like the in. However, the way we
Mhm.
differentiate is you have a fashion sense. I do not. I just have the hustle. Um,
Yeah,
but look, I think we go into more of this after. I think we kind of wrap it up. It's already been almost an hour 15. Um,
yeah,
so
we've been going for a while here.
yeah, we're gonna have to have you on again soon. But I say we kind of wrap it up now. And we'll talk after this for sure. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
for sure.
think if
Yeah,
I had one last question. I had a would you rather. I'm trying to think what it was. Um, what was it? All right, I
it's
can't
funny
think
you
of the
bring
would you
up
rather I
would you
had.
rather's.
Why?
We we had this guy in my fraternity, just crazy would you rather's, just like just unreal stuff. Like, would you rather like jump off, the Empire State Building and like, you know, just like sex with like 20 monkeys and got chlamydia, or like would you rather like
Jesus.
get swallowed by a whale and like live in there for like 30 years and then come out like 20 years younger and be a monkey, or like just like all this unreal shit. Just every time someone says "Would you rather," my mind goes directly back to to that. Just
No, we usually end with a
just fucked
rather
up stuff.
clean
Yeah.
one. Usually they're like hockey related or
Yeah. No.
something.
So all right. Well, if we're going clean here, all right. Would you rather have McDavid's speed or Crosby's hands?
I'd go speed. You?
I think that's the right answer here. Just get past everyone, and I mean, most
Yeah,
goalies when you're in close, they have a tough time anyway. So
for sure. All right, I have a
yeah,
follow up to you. It's not dirty either, but it's not even a would you rather.
yeah, it's good.
But
We can cut out that 15 seconds there too.
no, it's fine. I mean, like we let it fly here,
Yeah,
like whatever swear words. Like the questions aren't. It just happens to be tend to be like a
yeah,
clean would
yeah.
you
No,
rather.
it's I mean, it's Sunday chirps. You gotta. It's a Sunday. We're chirping. It's not gonna be
Oh
clean.
yeah. All right, I got. What is the next Canadian team to win a cup? Like who will be the next one to win? Do you think?
Honestly, this might be a bold statement, but it's gonna be whatever expansion team they put there. I don't
Whoa,
see any
that
of
is
these Canadian teams winning. I don't see any of these Canadian teams winning something right now. They're too young and too unexperienced. I don't think
yeah,
Toronto. I think Matthews and Marner are going to leave Toronto before they actually do something there. It's
Toronto.
going to be like
I've
a
been
Patrick
saying
Ross
this.
situation.
They're
It's
actually
like
instead of go ahead, go ahead.
he's gonna they're gonna go somewhere and have success somewhere else. Whether it's together or not, I don't think they're gonna win something in Toronto together though.
Matthews to
So I
Scottsdale.
think, yeah, I mean it's his hometown. Like I could see that legitimately happening, or even going somewhere like SoCal area. Like if you went,
His
LA.
boy Beebs.
Yeah, like I mean that's his culture. It's completely diagonal to North America, but I think if a Canadian team's gonna win, it's gonna be an expansion team in the short term.
Yeah. I was gonna say my pick was gonna be probably the Habs, but not for another like 6 years, 5 years. But
Yeah,
I have no idea.
it's gonna be American. I think it's gonna be American teams for the next chunk of time here. Um, but I mean, McDavid just doesn't do much in the playoffs. Like him and Drysdale, like they score a lot, but they team wise, like I don't think they have the longevity.
You think McDavid gets traded in the next 5 years?
I don't think he'll leave or get traded, but I just don't. I don't know if they're gonna have the longevity of a team aspect. Like I know those two guys, they can play a full 60 minutes and be fine, but um, but I don't know if like their team is really gonna do much like past them lighting the lamp all game.
Yeah.
Might
Especially
might
with no
be might
goalie.
be
They need to get a goalie.
tough. Yeah, yeah, might be a tough take on my part, but I don't have too much faith in those Canadian teams right now.
I don't think it's a tough take, so I think you're right there.
Yeah, yeah.
But anything last before we kind of close it out? It's been great having you. Any last thoughts?
Uh, no, not really. Just pleasure being on here. Look forward to maybe hopping back on a couple weeks from now or so. Um, just I love to see the growth you guys been having with this. It's always nice to see you guys pop up on the For You page and Explorer page, and just like see that like count go up every time. I definitely I'm excited to see this podcast get out there, and I got high hopes for you guys for sure. So I mean, obviously anything I can do to help you guys out, and love being on here. Hopefully I'll be frequent enough that we maybe get a good thing going here.
That would be special. Yeah, appreciate the little tummy sticks you're playing with, man.
Yeah,
Love it. But yeah, we'll close it
yeah,
out.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, dude.
It's been a good
Uh,
one.
yeah, love